So I just got back from vacation. We took my daughter for her 10th birthday to Playa del Carmen. Kind of a funny story. I originally told her that she could pick anywhere in the world to go for her 10th birthday. And of course, she picked Japan. And so after looking at plane tickets, I was like, maybe I should find a better solution because plane tickets were outrageous. So I called a friend of mine and said, hey, do you think you want to take your family on vacation? And he agreed, and then we called another friend, and eventually it turned into a family affair. But the reason why I'm telling all of you guys this is a fun story here. We're hanging out one of the nights, and my son asks me for some money. And so I reach in my pocket, and I pull out 20 pesos, and I give it to him. And he sees the 20 pesos, and he gets like super excited about it. And he runs in the room with all the other kids, and he's like, I have 20 pesos. And he comes back out, and he's kind of coming back out like disappointed. I'm like, dude, what's up? And he's like, Dad, you gave me $1. I said, I didn't give you $1. I gave you 20 pesos. So he runs back in the room. He's like, guys, my dad said he gave me 20 pesos. And they're like, Hendrix, it's worth $1. So he comes back out again, and he's like, Dad, it's only $1. And this happened a bunch of times where I kept trying to tell my son, no, it's not $1, it's 20 pesos. And this leads me into my point that I'm trying to tell all of you guys today. All of our value is measured in these pieces of paper, or in pesos' case, pieces of plastic. And it's very confusing because what this buys changes on a regular basis, and even the conversions don't carry the same weight. So let me try to think of a good example here. When we went to Mexico, it is true that the conversion rate was $1 to 20 pesos. However, when I went to go buy things in Mexico, that dollar carried a lot further than it would in the United States. So for example, I would get a smoothie every single morning, and the smoothie had all of these fresh fruits, bananas, pineapples, mangoes, and the cost of that was about 60 pesos. Well, 60 pesos is only $3, but where in America can I buy a smoothie for $3? And so do you guys kind of get what I'm saying? Is like, this value metric is really confusing for people. And if you're an American, you try to convert everything into dollars, right? Like, we do it with everything. If we travel anywhere in the world, we're like, how many pesos is this? How many dollars is a Bitcoin, or any type of conversion? But what you need to realize is that value is constantly changing, but that value tends to only go in one direction, which is down. So for example, the first time I went to Mexico, $1 carried further than it did today. And that's gonna change in the future. And you guys having your own personal experience, my mom told me, she used to go to Costco and buy these she'd always get these blueberries, and the price went up 30% after COVID, right? So the same amount of money didn't buy the same goods. And what I've realized for most people is, until you understand that these things, these pieces of paper, they're not actually a good place to store your money. If you don't understand the problem, you don't understand the solution. And what the solution is to take the money that you receive, that you know with 100% certainty is going to go down in value. You're supposed to take that money and convert it into things that don't go down in value. So, for example, you would never convert the dollar to a peso if you lived in the United States, because pesos go down in value faster than the dollar does. But if you live in the United States, what are your choices? What currency can you convert it to? Well, technically no government currencies, because the dollar is the strongest. But then you start thinking about, what if I move it into real estate? Well, real estate tends to move up in value. What if I move it into Bitcoin? That tends to move up in value. What if I move it into the S&P 500? That tends to go up in value. And once you figure this out, you now can take all of the time and energy that you put into work, put it into something that buys you more time and energy. Whereas if you keep it in the dollar or keep it in the peso, your battery's draining every single day. So when you store that money in your bank account, in 5 years, that money's not gonna buy what it buys today. But if you would have taken that money and stored it into something like real estate, you'll actually be able to buy more tomorrow than you could today. Anyways, guys, I hope that message resonates with you. If you have questions on real estate, I'm always here, but I just wanted to share that fun story with you.